Albert Einstein. You may or may not have heard of me, so I'm going to thoroughly elaborate on my life. I was born on March 14th, 1879, in the German city of Ulm-Wittenberg. I had one sister who was born on November 18th, 1881, who went by the nickname of Maja, but her real name was Maria Einstein. My father, Hermann Einstein, was a skilled electrician, whereas my mother, Pauline Einstein, was a simple but quite professional housekeeper. Although I was born in Ulm, my father's business collapsed there, so my family moved to Munich to start an electrical/engineering business with my uncle, Jacob. Although I was born in Ulm, I went to school there for several years, and I was unable to find a teaching job after graduating from the Technical Institute of Zurich, Switzerland. So I then accepted a post as an examiner in a Swiss patent office instead. I worked there from 1902 to 1909, devoting most of my spare time to my own scientific interests. A year after I started at the patent office, I married Olivia Mara. We had 3 children, Laziro, Hans, and Edward. Sadly, Laziro died as an infant from scarlet fever, and Edward was diagnosed with schizophrenia at the age of 20. Luckily, Hans grew up to be a successful engineer and educator at the age of and had a long and happy life. Olivia and I divorced in 1919, and I remarried that same year to Elsa Lowenthal. We lived together until she died after having a painful illness pertaining to her heart and kidneys in 1936. Backtracking to 1916, I discovered one of my most important theories yet, E equals mc squared. For those of you who don't know, the mass energy equivalence theory, another name for E equals mc squared, is a complex mathematical equation. E represents units of energy, m stands for units of mass, and c squared is the speed of light squared. An example of this is a small nuclear reaction. It took a lot of note-taking and mathematical equations, but my hard work paid off, as you now know. Several years later, in 1922, I won my Nobel Prize in Physics. In addition, I made significant contributions to the first fission bomb, which was officially completed and successfully tested at the bomb testing site on its Trinity in 1945. I also made significant contributions to the development of television and the first remote control device. I worked alongside some of the world's most accomplished Jews, including philosopher Martin Buber, psychologist Sigmund Freud, and the first Israeli president, Chaim Weizmann. In 1948, I co-authored a letter to the New York Times that denounced Begin, the Prime Minister of Israel, as a terrorist and fascist responsible for massacring Palestinian civilians in the village of Deir Yassin. I immigrated to the U.S. in 1933 to escape Nazi Germany. I continued on with my scientific and mathematical studies in the U.S. from then on. The day before my death, I suffered from internal bleeding, also known as aortic aneurysm. I was given the option of surgery, but I refused. I wanted to die elegantly, not prolong life artificially, like surgery would have done. I felt I had done my share in my life. I died the next day in my sleep, on April 18, 1955, in the city of Princeton, New Jersey. By sheer coincidence, my sister died at the same place, but at the age of 70, in 1961. Thank you, and have a good rest of your
Now, you know the routine. Anybody have a question for Einstein? This is the perfect time. Yes.
Hi, you mentioned divorcing and remarrying in the same year.
Yes.
Is that related?
No, yes it is. In 1919, I divorced my first wife from Holiday, and I remarried Alpha Lowenthal because the relationship had to work out.
Oh. There's a question in back.
How long did you work on your equation?
I think think it was around 7 years, I believe.
Well, thank you very much. We have a